Hi guys, welcome to my channel again. Okay, the first I want to introduce myself. My name is Agustina Nur Kholizah. My ID number is T2019-60 and 22. I'm from TBI 1 of Win Has Jember. And now I want to fulfill about my final test. That is the lesson English phonetic. The material that is about phonological rules and prosodic phonology. And now I want to explain about phonological rules. Phonological rules are a part of communication through language, whether spoken or written. And knowing what they are and why they exist can help us better understand our world. Phonological rules, there are 4 types. The first is assimilation. The second is dissimilation. The third is iteration. And the fourth is deletion. And now I want to explain about the assimilation. Assimilation is when a sound becomes more is like a neighboring sound with respect to someone's phonetic property. The example is winter. Winter, that is the pronunciation is winner. And then the second is center. The pronunciation is center. The third is planter, but the pronunciation is planner. There are 2 major categories of assimilation. The first is regressive assimilation. Regressive assimilation is the phoneme that comes first is affected by the one that comes after it. The example is bad boy, but the pronunciation is bad boy, bad boy. The second is progressive assimilation. Progressive assimilation is the phonemes that follow is affected by the one that comes before it. The example is stand there, but the pronunciation is stanner, stanner. And then the second is I want to explain about dissimilation. Dissimilation is a rule in which a segment becomes less similar to another segment. The variative of becomes dissimilation to producing fricative by becomes a stop. The example is 6, there's the edge, but the process is 6, that's use T. And now I want to explain about the third types, that is deletion. Deletion is when a sound such as stressless syllable or a weak consonant is not pronounced. The example is most American English speakers do not pronounce the D in handbag, in condom, and key in no. And then the last I want to explain about the 4th point, that is insertion. Insertion is a syllabic or non-syllabic segment. There are 2 types of insertion. The first is prothesis, and the second is epenthesis. The example is film, but the pronunciation is film. There is the A, this is the I, there is the A, this is the I, film, yes. That is the prothesis. And the second is glass. The S is rulers, S. So the pronunciation is glazes. That is the example of epenthesis, yes. And now I want to explain about the second material, that is prosodic phonology. Prosodic phonology is referred to the study or the tone and rhythm of speech and how these features but the contribute them to meaning prosodic, also called supersegmental. Prosodic phonology is a theory of the way in which the flow of speech is organized into a finite set of phonological units. Prosodic phonology, there are four types also. That is, the first is tone, the second is intonation, the third is stress, and the fourth is length. And the first I want to explain about tone. Tone is in linguistic a variation in pitch of the voice to distinguish lexical of grammatical meaning. And then the second I want to explain about intonation. Intonation is the pattern of phrases and falls in pitch across a stretch of speech such as a sentence. The example is, your name is John, beginning with a medium pitch and ending with a lower one, namely that's falling intonation. And then the third, that is I want to explain about stress. Stress is a property of syllables and is the degree of force with which a sound of syllable is pronounced. A stress syllable is produced with the more energy than its neighbors, usually louder and sometimes on the higher pitch there may be even longer. The example is birds, feather, potato, apartment, and each other. And the fourth point I want to explain about length. Length is time, duration of speech, sound. Length in Indonesian language is author of saya, are same, but not in Arabic language. The word which is pronounced amin is different from amin. Meanwhile, ami strip n is different from ami strip n. We can see that the Arabic language is very meaningful and Arabic is very good example of length. But I think that's all about my explaining about the material is phonological rules and prosodic phonology. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Happy watching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe this video.